Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name's Ashley Wilson and I run an eco-friendly blog called mygreenest.com. Now, a couple months ago, I had a baby boy and I started using postpartum cloth pads from day one, like right at the hospital. And I decided I would blog about my experience, and it's all about how I did it, how I had everything set up. So if you're interested in trying postpartum cloth pads, it was a wonderful experience. I definitely recommend it. It was so much more comfortable than the ones they give you at the hospital. So check out that blog post that I have in the description below. I'm going to be reviewing all the postpartum cloth pads in this video today, but first I wanted to cover a giveaway that I'm running. And if the title of this video still says open, then definitely enter this giveaway. It's also in the blog post in the description below if you want to enter. But in a nutshell, Charlie Banana is giving away their Super Plus postpartum cloth pads to one lucky winner. All you got to do is sign up to my email list that's in the giveaway. You have to enter the giveaway link, and you will be eligible to win 3 postpartum cloth pads plus their little wet bag. Make sure you do verify your email because I get tons of people who apply or sign up and they don't verify their email, so they're not actually eligible. So make sure you check your spam folder or whatever and verify your email to sign up. And if you sign up through that giveaway, you're also eligible to enter another giveaway I'm running with HOMESTEADEMPORIUM, and she's giving away $20 off in her Etsy store, and she makes beautiful custom cloth pads. She makes nursing pads, liners, all kinds of stuff. So check that out. I'm going to be reviewing one of her pads as well. And then I have a bonus giveaway from Made by Mother, another Etsy maker who makes beautiful pads and lots of different things. And she's giving away an entire starter kit. So like I said, if you want to learn how to use postpartum pads and you want to, see how many that you would need, I have like a recommendation if you're just starting out on my blog post, and I have all the giveaway information on my blog post in the description below. But enough about that, let's get to the review. Now, I want to start off saying that the amount of postpartum cloth pads that I had was perfect for me. Now, I could have maybe used a couple more 13 or 14 inchers, but I was able to make do with the amount that you see here. Everyone bleeds a little differently, and some will just bleed a few days, whereas most will bleed for a while, even some people bleeding up to 6 weeks. Now, I can't talk about my cloth pads without talking about my homemade hoo-ha spray. I would spray this directly on my postpartum pads every time I used the restroom or changed my pads, and it really helped tremendously with healing and soothing in my perineal region. It was absolutely wonderful. The first postpartum cloth pads that I want to review are these 3 that I sewed myself. They are all 13 inches long and 3 inches wide, and they each have 4 layers of heavy bamboo fleece, and they are topped with minky and backed with an anti-pill flannel. I loved my homemade pads. They were so soft and so extremely comfortable. They were very absorbent. I didn't have any leaks, and I loved the feel of the soft minky on my sore and swollen skin. It literally was a night and day difference from using postpartum disposables. They didn't shift around on me at all. They were a good length, and I had no problems with stains because they were darker in color, and minky is naturally stain resistant anyway. The only thing that I had a little trouble with was keeping the odors out, and that's because these are so thick that I did have to sometimes wash them an extra time on hot water. Other than that, they were fabulous, and I loved using these. The second postpartum pads that I want to show you are by an Etsy store called CLOTHDREAMS. These are about 13 inches long and 2 to 3 inches wide depending on how you have them snapped. They are topped with hand-dyed organic bamboo velour and backed with an anti-pill fleece. They have 4 layers of absorbent organic bamboo fleece inside. I absolutely love the colors of these, especially this tiger-looking one. These were my favorite postpartum pads as I love the shape of them and the beautiful coloring. Organic bamboo velour is my favorite topper, and minky is my second favorite topper. The size was large enough to keep me from leaking, and they were very comfortable. I liked that they had 2 places to snap if I needed to tighten them. I really didn't have any complaints on these, but if I had to pick something, I'd say the sewing could have been a little bit better, and that they are a bit large if you're trying to travel with these. I also like that these were made in the USA and by a work-at-home mom. Moving on to my Charlie Banana Super Plus pads. These came in a set of 3. They're about 11 inches long and 3 inches wide. They are backed with PUL and topped with a stay dry material. These were very comfortable and made me feel very dry. I love this pattern. I have been eyeballing this pattern for like a long time, so I was really excited when they sent these to me. I like that they came with a mini wet bag, and I'd say the biggest selling point of these are the fact that they can be folded up. They're way more compact than the rest of my postpartum cloth pads. This is great if you don't have a lot of space or if you're going to be traveling or carrying these around with you. Now, I said I wasn't going to bring these to the hospital, but at the last moment I decided to give them a try. Now, I tend to bleed a ton right after giving birth, so these were not ideal for me personally in those first few days. I did try them out and I could wear them, but I had to change them more frequent than I did my other postpartum pads. And I tried them out one night on one of those first nights and they did leak through a little bit. However, after day 3, they worked really well. They washed up nice and were white as long as I used a little OxyClean on them. I also like that these are more affordable than most postpartum cloth pads. The downside for me is that they are made overseas, they're not local, and they're not made with organic materials. But I really do like these, and I can continue to use them for my heavy, regular period days since they're not massive like my other postpartum pads. So you do get a great bang for your buck. The next postpartum cloth pads that I want to show you are by an Etsy shop called Made by Mother. She has all sorts of beautiful cloth pads, but the one that I want to show you is a little bit different. This one's called an all-in-two style postpartum cloth pad, and it comes in 2 parts, the waterproof shell and the insert. I purchased one insert in Zorb, which is supposed to be super absorbent and thin. The other one was made with 5 layers of heavy bamboo fleece. These inserts are about 14 inches long and 3 inches wide. The waterproof shell is also about 14 inches long, and it snaps right around your panties. The insert snaps into the shell so it doesn't shift around. When you're done with the soaker, you can snap in the next one without having to change the entire shell. It works very similar to an all-in-two style cloth diaper. This is one of the first pads that I tried right after giving birth, and it worked very well. It was very absorbent, and I love the little turtle print. I like the print of the PUL, but I wish that it had it on both sides. I did like that the soft part was on the bottom of the shell, so it added a little bit of resistance so it wouldn't slide around. I also like the option to double snap. After using this style of postpartum cloth pad, I decided that I preferred the regular all-in-one style because I'd rather just deal with one solid piece than 2 parts. I also wasn't a fan of the PUL fabric on my skin. Now, I do think that this is a good type of postpartum pad to try if you're on a budget and you are a super heavy bleeder, because you can purchase the inserts for less money than you can for an entire cloth pad, which will save you some money, and you can even use cloth diaper inserts if you like, although those won't have the convenience of snapping in. Now, when you make a purchase by this Etsy seller, she also includes a natural stain stick with every purchase, and the one I received has a fresh spearmint scent. I love the smell of this stuff, and it worked pretty good at getting out most of the stains and keeping my pad stain free. Now, on the darker and the deeper set stains, I did have to use some OxyClean or peroxide, but for most just regular little stains, even on my regular clothes, this stain stick worked really well. The last pad that I want to show you is probably the mother of all postpartum cloth pads. It's also made by an Etsy shop maker called HOMESTEADEMPORIUM. Now, I've been following her shop for a while and hearing great things about her cloth pads. I got in touch with this maker and she sent me one of her Ultimax heavy postpartum cloth pads. This one is made with a hand-dyed bamboo fleece on top, a bamboo fleece for the absorbent part, and backed with waterproof fleece. It's a pretty large pad measuring at a whopping 16 inches long, 7 inches wide on the bottom flare, and about 3 or so inches wide in the center depending on how tight you have it snapped. First of all, I love the beautiful tie-dye. She is very talented with color. I also love how she has it thin out as it nears the edges of the pad. This is nice because it helps to keep your pants from showing that bulky pad line. Being that this is such a large cloth pad, it's nice that the edges are not as thick as the center, but you still get the full coverage in the front and the back. This was the first cloth pad I put on after having Abram. Well, technically, the first pad I put on was this massive disposable that wouldn't stay in my sexy mesh undies. I quickly changed into this one. I was shocked at how much more comfortable this pad was compared to wearing the disposable that they gave you from the hospital.
I didn't feel like I was wearing a giant diaper or trash bag anymore, and I actually felt like I was comfortable and sitting on something really soft. I was hesitant if it would be able to hold all of the blood immediately after having a 10-pound baby, but surprisingly it did. It held everything really well. I didn't have any leaks. It was perfect for overnight in those first few days. Now this type of pad isn't even her largest one. She has even bigger ones. And these can be used not just for postpartum, but for people who have super heavy periods and just bleed through every pad that they get, because there's not a lot of cloth pad makers that make them in this size, so this is a really good pad to use for that. The only downside to this pad is that it does take a while to dry naturally because it's thick, and it also doesn't fold up well compared to like the Charlie Bananas. Well, that's basically it for my postpartum cloth pad review. Now, I didn't cover every single type of postpartum cloth pad there is out there, but I do have a lot more information about all of this on my blog. If you enjoyed my review, I hope you guys give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.